Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, it's your North and South Dakota High School reports. Jody and Jandy have highlights, plus their new power rankings. Then Alex Heiner joins me from Grand Forks to get us up to speed on some new additions to the Platinum rankings on the Oval. And finally, a Bison softball player who had to take a redshirt year for a pretty unique reason, but is back on the field and ready for this year's Summit League tournament. All of that plus much more. Midco Sports Tonight starts right now. Good evening. Welcome to the show. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is Midco Sports Tonight. Well, it's been a busy week for the NDSU men's basketball team. They've added 2 new players to the roster, and Shawn caught up with head coach Dave Richman this afternoon to talk about the impact the 2 new additions could have for the Bison.
All right, here with NDSU men's basketball coach Dave Richman and the Bison coaching staff on the road frequently here over the last few weeks, trying to find more players for the 2018-19 seasons and beyond. And Dave, able to add a couple of guys. I know before we get into them a little bit, you don't always sign people right on the opening period as it opens up on April 15th, but that doesn't mean you're not working the road, and your guys have been.
I think when you look at it, Brian, you take a step back, and when it opens up, it's coming off of the season, and it's hard to get out and really do your homework and get into homes and really get to know kids during the season when you're so focused on what we're doing. And we're very diligent in not just the talent of the basketball player we're recruiting, but making sure we have the right people, the right students. And it's very important for us to not only get to know the young man, but the family, to make sure they're the right fit. And I think by doing that and taking our time and being patient, which always isn't a strength of mine, it allows us to get the right kids and keep building forward. And we were able to today to sign 2 kids we're really excited about.
Odell Wilson, a really, really big guy that was getting some football looks out of Minneapolis North, won a lot of games. And then Jordan Horn, who had a really successful career at Tartan High School in the Twin Cities, played a year at Siena, had a coaching change there, transferred in, and he'll have 3 years of eligibility remaining. That's 4 guys now out of the Twin Cities area from really strong programs that are coming in for this class. Seems to be a point where you wanted to try to get in the cities a little bit more and find the right fits for your program.
There's no question, and already having Rocky Cruiser on the roster, there's 5 guys, and you go back and look, we'll go anywhere to find the right guys. Tyson Ward's from Tampa, Florida, Chris Quayle's from out in Wyoming. But certainly the way our climate is, our environment, our culture that we pride ourselves in, the closer that we can stick to, the better. And when Saul was here, we had obviously some direct ties to the Wisconsin area, and we had some guys coming in there. But I've always thought the Twin Cities is that perfect location where they're 3.5 hours away from home, and so they're away from home. They can get away from home and be their own person and become that man that they're working towards in those very influential years. But also at the same extent, there's a long weekend, there's a holiday, there's a break. Before or after school, they can get home a little bit and kind of touch both bases. And we're very excited to get back into that area because it's some really fertile basketball recruiting ground.
I know you wanted to try to maybe bolster the backcourt a little bit. You got that in a shooter in Jordan Horn, who will be eligible here in 2 seasons. But Odell Wilson is a big guy. I mean, he is a big guy all the way around, height and girth.
Yeah, his nickname is Biggs, B-I-G-G-S, and it's for a reason. And but I think the important part for us is there's no question, size is key in basketball. But more importantly than just the size is getting the right size. The way the game has evolved, and there's so many ball screens, set out in the perimeter, the big guys have to be able to move their feet a little bit, and that's the unique part about Biggs himself is 6'5", 6'6", 260, but the kid figure skated for up until about 5th grade, and so he's real fleet of foot and can slide east and west a little bit.
And I guess over the next few weeks, still have a scholarship out there, Dave. I know the players will head off for a couple of weeks after school ends, but after that, you guys still got to get going here.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have an open scholarship, and we'll continue to comb and work diligently to find the right guys. But we feel very, very good about how the spring is really shaped up, and the 8 guys that stuck around with us, the returners, had a great spring. And it's a lifestyle. It's a year-round, and a lot of sacrifice by staff and players, but it's exciting.
All right, Dave, thanks as always for the time. Congrats on the 2 signings, and we'll see you this summer.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you.
Dave Richman, NDSU men's basketball coach here on Midco Sports Tonight.
Thanks so much, Shawn. For more information on the two players, head to midcosn.com, where Brian has posted a blog on the newest members of the Bison basketball team. The Summit League softball tournament starts today, but last night the All-League awards were announced. NDSU senior right-hander Jacqueline Surdick was named the Pitcher of the Year for the second time in her career. She compiled a 7-1 record with 5 shutouts and an ERA of 0.89. She's listed 5th nationally with 267 strikeouts. The Player of the Year went to SDSU senior catcher Brittany Morse. She led the league in batting average at .418 and RBI with 58, while also setting a single-season school record with those 58 RBI. So congratulations to Surdick and Morse on their well-deserved honors. On to the links. The Augustana women's golf team teed off in the final round of the NCAA Super Regional down in St. Charles, Missouri this morning, and it went quite well. The Vikings won the regional and are now headed to the national championships, which take place on May 16th through the 19th down in Houston. Senior Kaylee Troutman was named the tournament medalist with a 3-day total of 215, which put her 1 under par. Huge congratulations to the Vikings. And staying in the NSIC ahead of the Northern Sun Baseball Tournament this weekend in Sioux Falls, the all-league selections were announced for this season. Pitcher of the Year goes to Concordia St. Paul's Gus Varland. The 6'1 junior right-hander led the NSIC with a 1.2 ERA in conference play, allowing just 5 earned runs in 40 innings pitched. The Player of the Year is Minnesota Crookston's Reed Helly. The junior first baseman hit .389 in conference play with 11 doubles, 3 triples, 7 homers, and 22 RBI over 32 games. A huge congrats to those two outstanding players on their well-deserved honors. And last but not least, to the ice. Hockey season might not start until October, but UND is already setting the tone for the year ahead. Today, head coach Brad Berry named his leadership group for the upcoming season, headlined by new captain Colton Poolman. The junior defenseman from East Grand Forks is coming off an all-NCHC honorable mention campaign in 2017-18 that saw him appear in every game for the second straight year while leading the team in plus-minus. Poolman becomes the 3rd junior defenseman to be named team captain since 2009, joining Shea Genoway and Gage Osmus. Here's what he had to say about the honor.
It's a big honor to be named a captain like this, and you look at your captains you've had and everything, and you take the good things that they bring. You know, everyone's their own person, and guys are better at different things. Like Gage Osmus, I mean, he reached out to me this morning, said congratulations, and so did Austin Pagansky too, and both those guys were great leaders, and they both brought something different to the team. And you know, hopefully you can learn from that, learn what they brought, try and incorporate it. But I guess overall you wanna bring something new and be yourself. So you know, with this leadership core, we can all kind of bond together and see what this team needs and what kind of team we're going to be. So that's going to be the big thing coming up this year.
Along with Poolman, seniors Rhett Gardner, Nick Jones, and Hayden Shaw will also wear a letter for UND this year as assistant captains. We'll have more North Dakota hockey on tomorrow's MST, including a conversation with Brad Berry. When we come back, Jody Norstead has your North Dakota High School report. Learn all about an Enderlin Maple Valley player and see how the Fargo North softball team got a big win. And Jody has new power rankings. That's coming up when Midco Sports Tonight returns.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.